Welcome back to another episode of Drivers4Drivers. I'm Ken Cox.
I'm Kenny.
We've got Kenny and Francis.
Hi.
And with us today we have Arnel.
Hello. Now you can see me, in person.
Now, listen, Mark, I don't want you yelling at me anymore,
right.
okay?
That's
We
right.
did
Got
it.
him.
He's here.
We got him. We got him.
That's right.
And we are
Drivers4Drivers.
That was kind of neat.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm a driver, but
You make the wheels go round. You help with all that.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Driver at heart.
Absolutely.
Arnel, what brought you here to Giltner?
Well, it's a long story. I would say I'm primarily here doing marketing for Giltner, and I essentially kind of how I got. Well, maybe I'll give you a little bit more of my backstory. Originally, I was born in Bosnia, so there was a lot of people don't know there was like a war there, and we immigrated here in like 1996, 97 or something like that. So I've been here a while, very long time. And once we kind of immigrated here, I didn't really know how to speak any English. This is amazing. I'm speaking now, A lot of people don't realize I'm even from another country or anything like that. But I was kind of like always around computers. So, because they didn't really know what to do with me. They were like, well, just put them on a computer. And that just kind of stuck with me, is just being always on computers and stuff like that. So after that, after graduating high school and whatnot and all this stuff, I started doing a lot of IT support, working for like Microsoft, Dell, all these big companies and so forth. But eventually I kind of got tired of like doing IT support, and I wanted to kind of transition into more of like creativity stuff and so forth. So I started doing a lot of more like web design, marketing, video editing, and so forth. So I've been making videos for like years. There's probably like 2,000-3,000 videos of me out there.
So you've got quite the following on social media.
Yeah. I'm like one of the biggest people apparently in Idaho, which is wild,
You can, Hey Arnel.
Yes. So that's how. So I started like a channel called Hey Arnel, and it would just be me documenting kind of like where I was going and things like that. So, I've had a bunch of videos that blow up, get like millions of views and things like that. So I always even have like people running up on me like, hey, I'm like, who the heck is this? And if they say, hey, Arnel, then I know I'm like, oh, this is a fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So he went to this cool place. It was like this lake, right? And like he took like a whole like the shot with the drone, and it was like really, really pretty. He does like all these cool things. Like I should get that. Should I be on your blog?
You sure can.
That's how I kind of, because if somebody knows me, they'll just say Arnel. But if they don't know me, then it's like, hey, Arnel, But with all this marketing that I've been kind of doing, that's how I kind of transitioned here a little bit into Giltner itself, trying to help, make videos, social media posts, and things like that. So I've been I'm just only a couple months into Giltner itself. It's coming up on 3 months, but I've been doing a lot of like web design, search engine optimization, all kinds of different tasks pretty much. But it's interesting. Every day it's like let me try this out and so forth. So yeah, I get to play around with marketing, basically.
Right on.
And then I'm doing this podcast now. That's how we get here,
Absolutely. So were you around trucking before you came to Giltner?
So my dad used to work for a big trucking company itself when we got here. And he did that for maybe about like, I would say maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So he was I didn't even know this word, over the road truck driver, and he was just driving around the whole U.S. And eventually he just came back and is working just at a job in Jerome, basically, because he wanted to be more around like family and stuff like that. But so I remember when I was being like a small kid and so forth, we would go in his like truck and then do a ride along or something like that. So I know, I think we have something like that too, where somebody can do that as well.
Passenger policy.
Passenger policy. So I remember that when I was younger. So that's how I only know a little bit, and then everything that I hear from you guys, I'm picking up and just learning more and more. What I didn't really understand is all the complex things. You would think it's just like a truck and you just pick something up and go, but it seems like there's way more.
There is. Yeah.
And it's like, where are these? It's like if you ever watch like Shrek, it's like these layers upon layers,
Peeling back the onion.
And peeling it, I was like, there's so many layers to this. It's like there's this, and there's this, and I always thought it was just so simple and so forth. And I think the majority of the public think it's like, oh, it's just a truck taking from point A to point B, but there's just so much more. And I'm just gonna I'm peeling back the curtain basically to just kind of see. And I'm still learning the puzzle. Like I don't have the puzzle yet. Still, completely revealed. There's just so much to it. So
when you think you know it all, then it'll change. You have to relearn it.
Then you have to relearn it. Yes,
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just learning about all this stuff. Sometimes the stuff that you guys say, like I'll hear it, but then like later on, I'm like, oh, that's what they were talking about. Yeah. So then it kind of comes. A lot of these what you guys say, I figure them out when I'm editing the video, and it's like, oh, that's what they were talking about, or so forth. So, just so much to it. I don't think people understand how complicated it is.
Well, you learned how to do a pre-trip because you had to buy a bunch of tires, didn't you?
Yeah. Tires. Welcome to tire safety. Yeah.
It's not cheap, is it?
Yeah, it's not cheap. So I had to get some new tires recently. I think I just got some really bad ones from the get-go. Itself stock ones or something, and it was like I needed a lot more tread places that I kind of go to and so forth. So yeah, there's just so much to it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And our professional drivers, what they go through every day, and I've talked to it before, it's just so much there, from the time that they're working with planners and driver managers about a load and then going and dealing with the customer, the shipper, the getting it loaded, the weights, making sure the weights are all right, the paperwork's correct, everything's there. Reefer unit temperatures, making sure that that's set correctly. And let me pause there for just a second. We had picked up, one of our professional drivers picked up a load at a receiver, and their paperwork said one thing, and we had told them a different temperature. And they caught that, and they called in to validate, and we did have the incorrect temperature on our bills. It was correct from the shipper. So we got it corrected. That potentially could have been a huge claim. So that was a great catch on the driver, validating what the paperwork said versus what he's being told. So great catch. But that's one of the things that they do, And if it wasn't for a catch like that, you're talking a big claim when you lose an entire load. And then it's running down the road, dealing with the public, and just as the public doesn't realize what a driver has to go through to perform the duties that they have to perform to get that load moved from point A to point B, they think that they can stop on a dime. They don't understand why they go slow up a hill. There's all kinds of things out there, that the public doesn't. I don't think they comprehend. And our professional drivers deal with that every day. So, yeah, no, absolutely.
Along with all the restrictions that are on them.
Yep.
All the rules that are different for each state.
Yep.
Length laws, bridge laws. Me and Ken were talking, and with all your video editing, we're wondering why we're not thinner.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could use I could use more muscle.
Buff you guys up.
You gonna work on that, Arnel?
I'll try. This new technology. You can make anything happen.
Well, I tell you what, it's great having you on the team, no doubt, Arnel. And the things that you've been able to do with the videos and throwing in some fun stuff has been great. And our folks really enjoy it too. Talking to them, they enjoy seeing some of that as well. So That's good stuff. We appreciate that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the editing too, because it's like, I almost kind of like relive this twice, basically. I see it in person, and then even when I'm behind the scenes, I'm like, in my head, I'm like editing the video in my head. I'm like, okay, something funny could be right here, or so forth. So yeah, it kind of gives a little bit more personality when you kind of add to it. So again, I'm still learning all this truck marketing stuff, and hopefully the goal here is going to be to just get more like a bigger trucking audience here watching these podcasts, the content we make, and so forth, and any kind of useful information. I feel like you guys are providing a bunch of value here, and if we get more people kind of tuning in and so forth, I think it helps us, and it helps them as well too, because you guys are constantly providing value. So, and that's what all this is about, is like, how can we give value to the truck drivers from what you guys are saying, essentially? And you guys know a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Give us a safety topic.
All right, safety topic would be is like, how good is your hard drive backup on your video editing? 'Cause, do you have backups?
Well, I tell you what, though, there is a safety topic that goes right along with this, and that is distracted driving. We put out a podcast. Don't watch the podcast while you're traveling down the road.
Please.
Please
don't
don't.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make
Yeah,
sure
it is on
that,
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify is yes. Yeah, watch it on Spotify, but don't watch and drive. You can get easily distracted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think that'd be a good safety topic.
Yeah, well, we do have a Spotify playlist of all the podcasts you guys have done, and usually the best way for people to kind of get there would be if you just go on our Instagram page. We have like this beacons link, and it'll just take you to the podcast right there, so you can just listen to the audio. And I even do that when I'm driving myself on like 2-3 hour long drives to a place or something like that. It's always the audio version that I'm listening to, and it just kind of passes the time itself. I feel like you guys should almost talk about for like an hour, maybe two, like
Get a series going.
Get a real good podcast, so that way people they got you in for like a very long time, basically, so that way they can kind of listen the full story or so forth. So I do like the long form podcast ones, because if the person's very interesting and so forth and they got some really good stuff, then I typically will listen for the whole 2 hours, just driving and listening, basically. So, and I think a lot of drivers are slowly doing that. So I don't know what kind of things do truck drivers like to kind of listen to? Just this kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, it just depends on the person, really. I mean, if you're into outdoor stuff, they're listening to outdoor stuff, right? They listen to us because they get some insight of what's going on, company. It just kind of depends on the person.
Yeah.
NFL package is great.
Yeah, and can he hears the
Don't watch the news.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. It's depressing.
We kind of relate a little bit, or at least I do, on watching back the podcast. You always send it out for approval and stuff. And there's always times I think I should have said this in there, Yeah. A little harder to edit that.
yes. Sometimes it's like, I can't cut that out.
I wish I would have said this.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've been kind of doing, a lot of website stuff. So we've been revamping our website, getting more people to come visit our website. So we're doing a lot of stuff with the website. We also have a thing for the drivers. We did the whole, ramping up the referrals, So now if you're a driver, you can just go to the website. And if you're referring a driver, you can type in your, who you are and then who you're referring to, and then that'll go to our recruiting team as well. So that way you get some extra money is
Great.
what I understand.
That's a great update.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's good for everybody, basically.
Perfect.
Oh,
Everyone
that's right.
likes extra money.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Money.
Kenny, do you have some closing thoughts for us?
No, I just welcome aboard, even though it's been a little bit now.
Yes.
We appreciate everything you do, and you make us look better than we actually are.
Yes.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Francis?
Just want to thank everybody again. Appreciate everything you're doing out there. If it wasn't for you doing what you're doing, we wouldn't be here right now. So thank you again.
Bring us home. Give us a closing thought.
Make sure you subscribe, follow on all our social media, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for making the better move. And
Take two, cut.
thanks for making the better move. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.